Welcome back to my channel, The Sun, where we're always working towards something greater. So today I am making an update video because something pretty interesting has happened with my kind of journey. So just about a day ago, I did a spell for self-discipline, and I was talking about self-discipline and how I needed to work on it and things like that. I'm putting this video out there because I wanted to share just what can happen when you do these spells and do these meditations and really just kind of open up spiritually. It's been a while since I have meditated and stuff, in complete honesty. When my mom passed away, I really kind of put a break on my spirituality, as I mentioned in another video. And so it's been a while since I've meditated, but yet I feel like I still had some really interesting things happen. I think that maybe my spirituality has kind of, taken maybe a couple steps backwards, but getting back into it, I still feel like I have some connection to be able to figure things out here. Also, you might notice I'm sitting at a bit different of an angle, trying some different angles, see what I think about it, trying a different seat because I felt like compared to my tripod, the chair that I was using was very high up. So yeah, that's that random little bit of information that you really probably didn't need to know. So anyways, I wanted to read to you like exactly what happened out of my book of shadows that I have here. I kind of keep everything in this journal of events that I think are really important in my spiritual growth and journey and everything. So let me just go ahead and start with reading things from this about what actually happened. Tonight I did my spell for self-discipline. I feel it went well. I then began to meditate and cleanse my chakras. I felt toxic, painful energy coming from my sacral, but mostly my solar plexus area. It made me cough and felt sore. I also then just meditated and asked if crystal healing was the right path. And I saw a little white and felt good about it. I all this time had ended up feeling as if I was in the ocean. I floated into the depths and dark of the ocean, but instead of fear I felt calm and good. I saw a killer whale and a stingray that I followed. I was also on dry land at a point with lots of snow and mountains I was on top of. I was then back in the water and swam through the mouth of an eel. It hit me that I think what the water was a symbol of emotions and diving deep into them and facing fears. Water, like in tarot, is the suit of cups for emotional matters. It aligns with what tarot said I am also meant to do. Suit of cups means fluidity, feelings, emotions, intuition, relationships, healing, and cleansing. Connections as well. Negatively, it could mean overly emotional, disengaged, dispassionate, unrealistic expectations, and fantasizing about what could be. Maybe repressed emotions or an inability to truly express oneself and a lack of creativity. So I also looked up a couple things about what it is that, these things that I saw was. I didn't look up killer whale. I probably should have, but I didn't. I think also that I remember seeing maybe some polar bears very briefly in it. But the things that stuck out to me the most, I even remember seeing like briefly a shark too. So maybe I should have looked some of those things up too, but I just wrote down the things I guess that were the most interesting to me. So the thing with the eel was that I swam into the mouth of it, and then I remember kind of being like in a spiral, where it was like a energy vortex of light or something that I was just like spiraling into. It was just weird. And it wasn't a bad feeling. It was just, I was going somewhere and I didn't really know where I was going, and it was just kind of strange. So the stingray, what that meant when I looked it up, said guidance, adaptation, opportunity, restraint, and awareness. Repress concealed emotions. See, now this came up twice with I think the suit of cups, and it also came up with the stingray. So that was kind of a main thing to me that stuck out. But balance and restraint, guiding through emotional and difficult waters, helping me to adapt and make the most of new opportunities. represents a light at the end of the tunnel if on hard times and I am anxious, depressed, or lacking energy and motivation. It is there to help me. Trust my gut in times of confusion, guidance to help me, and it's also guidance to help me find the right path, and just to be patient with myself. The eel, when I looked it up, said adaptivity, which is the same as the stingray. Camouflage, chakras, disguise, emotions, endurance, evasion, fertility, inspiration, kundalini energy, masculinity, movement, observation, overcoming, scanning, psychic, which I'm not sure what that is, shape-shifting, stamina, tracking, transformation, travel, stealth, wisdom. And then, so, the whole thing with my chakras. So before I went into this meditation, I like to do chakra cleansing meditation. So pretty much what I do with that, I was thinking about making a video of a guided meditation for it. But pretty much what I do for that is that I lay down and I imagine each of my chakras, opening, and I work from the bottom up. I imagine them opening and then spinning with their light and their color. And I also just imagine, like, I take a couple of breaths in, like usually at least 3, but depending on just how I'm feeling, how toxic that area is feeling, I'll sometimes just do more breaths of this. So I'll just like breathe in, imagine myself sucking out all of that black, negative, toxic energy in that chakra, and then I exhale and imagine all that black energy coming out. Then what I do after I've done that as many times as I feel satisfied that it's, gotten out, and then I'll go ahead and visualize the bright white light. And I'll visualize that by inhaling it from around me and imagine it traveling down to that chakra, and that chakra starts spinning faster. And then I will, after I've breathed that in, I won't breathe out hard. I'll just kind of keep saying to myself, kind of like, this is energy to keep. And then breathe out just kind of quietly and normally, just like not to push it back out, But anyways, so that's what I do for all the chakras, and imagining them, opening, cleansing each one as I go. So that's the kind of meditation that I did first, and that's not where this stuff happened. But it's still where I experienced the sacral and the solar plexus traumas or whatever there that was causing me some kind of physical pain, that I was actually feeling weird in those areas and feeling pain. And after I got done with all this, guys, I don't know if it was something I ate. I don't think it really was, but I was feeling a little bit nauseous after doing this. I don't know why. I don't know why I was feeling nauseous after that, but I was. And I just definitely think it was doing something, and the sacral and solar plexus chakra are definitely areas of where you can have problems with anxiety and self-power and self-discipline, all those things that I was asking for. So it was like I was definitely working on them and cleansing them. So that was, a crazy experience in itself. And then after I got done with that, that's when I went ahead and moved into doing the actual meditation. And now this is where those things happened, where this like vision came into my head. I don't know if I've just got an overactive imagination, but I swear, I'm not making these things up. And it's times like these where I'm like, is this really a metaphysical thing? Am I being given this message? Is this like an astral travel to some extent? Or is it just that my subconscious knows more than I let it know when I'm conscious? But it was just crazy, and I find it's kind of strange that I, on both occasions, ended up finding that it was telling me suppressed emotions, and that it was also there to guide me with anxiety and depression. I mentioned in my self-discipline video about the fact that I felt like I had anxiety, but the truth is, before this, guys, like with that video even, I was really feeling like the real problem was the self-discipline. And when I think about this, when I really think about this, the next day when I woke up and I went to work and everything, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't really remember what the clicking points were exactly in my head, but just everything seemed to add up, that I feel like that vision was telling me your emotions are getting in the way. Your emotions are getting in the way. Your anxiety is getting you in the way. And yes, we're going to guide you to where you need to go with self-discipline, but this is part of it. This is part of your self-discipline issues. And we're not saying that you don't need any help with self-discipline and it's all your anxiety. That's not at all what we're saying. But what we are saying is you need help with this anxiety thing first and foremost. Like, that is your main hang up. That is what's holding you back the most. And that's what you need to sort out first. And we're going to guide you through it, but you've got to do something. You've got to take the steps towards that. If that's what you want, is this self-discipline, you've got to get this anxiety sorted out. So that's what I felt like. That's kind of the revelation that I had with this whole thing. Being patient with myself, balance and restraint. That has to do with self-discipline, period. That's what self-discipline is. Balancing things, restraining yourself to a certain extent, doing the right things. So this stingray, I guess I didn't mention it here in this book. I don't know why I didn't. I remember with the stingray that it swam by me. And I was alone in the water a lot of the time for this dream, not dream. It's kind of what meditation is like a conscious dream in a way. But anyways, the stingray swam by me. And I felt like kind of happy when I saw it, because I was alone in a lot of the time, just kind of like looking around at my surroundings, like seeing the ocean above me and seeing the light shining through from the sun, and then going the other direction and looking down into the depths of the ocean and just seeing how dark it was down there and kind of sinking into that. And the thing about the eel too was that it said Kundalini energy, and it said if you have an eel that's come to you in the spirituality, take it as a wow moment in your spirituality, because that is something pretty intense apparently. So that was crazy. And the stingray, when it came by, I was happy to see it, and I felt like for whatever reason that it wanted me to follow it. And I remember reaching out and grabbing its tail, which in real life, hey, I can't grab its tail. It would sting the crap out of me. But it's like I was just grabbing onto it to like have it lead me wherever I was going, like it wanted me to follow it. And it's funny that, this says guiding through emotional and difficult waters, helping me to adapt and make the most of new opportunities. It's trying to help guide me, definitely. It's being a guide is what it was doing, and that's even what it portrayed in this meditation. And how many times do I have to say this? Like, I don't prepare for any of this. I don't look into what eels mean, what stingrays mean, what any of this meant before I found these things out. And that's the part that gets me. It's like, holy crap, like this is real. There's things in this that I don't know what exactly it means, that may be some problems, that maybe I don't really understand fully. One thing about the eel that I didn't write down was that it said something about, are you looking at the situation properly? Are you decoding it properly? Basically, like, are you getting the right message that you're supposed to be understanding? So I hope I am, but the best I can do is take the things that really stick out to me the most and try and figure them out what I can. But that's just where I am on my path right now, is I've got to get anxiety sorted out. So I guess it's to let you know that if you have anxiety and you have self-discipline issues, guys, that might be your problem too. That you need to work on self-discipline, but you also got to get the anxiety sorted out, because it is one of the biggest hurdles, I think, when it comes to the self-discipline. It is the monster taking over everything. Anxiety literally just hijacks your emotions. It hijacks them, it overwhelms you, it makes you not want to do things. And then how are you supposed to have self-discipline when you can't even get yourself to do something because you're in panic mode about it? It's not just a simple, I don't want to do it. It's an, I don't want to do it and I'm freaking out and now I'm feeling overwhelmed and I can't do it. And I just want to go to my happy place and just not deal with it. So I'm just not going to do it at all because that's how I'm happy. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you an update about what's happening in my journey right now. What I think I've discovered, how I'm going to keep moving forward with it. My plans to move forward with getting the anxiety sorted out. I'm not entirely sure yet. I definitely would like to get some therapy, maybe from BetterHelp. I think that might be the best option for me instead of having a physical appointment that I have to go deal with and do. And I think it's a little bit cheaper, so I gotta do it. I've been putting it off for much too long, and I've realized that it's getting in the way of my life entirely. It's holding me back in so many ways and aspects and everything. I don't know that I really want to go on actual meds. I'd prefer to do supplements because it's more natural, I feel like, but I fear I might need to be medicated, and I don't really want to be honest, because I have fears with it. I have fears that it's going to make me messed up, because I've heard things about some people sometimes where it does kind of mess you up to be on meds, and you're not even the same person anymore, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be not me anymore. So that's a whole scary scenario that I don't know what to do with. I also don't want to be desensitized, and that's something I'm afraid meds might do with anxiety or depression. I don't want to just feel like, okay, well now I'm just happy at my job at McDonald's or whatever, so I'm just going to be a good little slave worker aunt and not ever try and better my life and get to a place of success. I'm just comfortable working at McDonald's, making $5 an hour and living in a box. And that's something that scares me too, so maybe I'm crazy. But anyways, I hope that this video was interesting to you. Maybe a wake-up call for you too about what you maybe need to work on. This is just my experience, what I've gone through, what I feel I've uncovered, and proof, in my opinion, that meditation and spirituality and all of it really can open your eyes to things and help you better your life, even without therapy. It will help you open your own eyes to understand what is holding you back in your life, to start working on those things, to better your life ultimately and forever. So, anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching my journey, and I hope that you guys have a good one.